So guys, I know a lot of you guys were asking me about the artwork. Basically trying to figure out like, what exactly are you saying, Lady Zamar? Like, I know when I came up with this artwork, everyone was just like, oh my gosh, what is she gonna say right now? A lot of you guys must have been sort of shocked when you saw the artwork of World's Gone Crazy. You see me holding the sign that I personally wrote, and you see fire behind me, a very apocalyptic vibe happening. You also see placards that have things like "you're cancelled" and we haven't forgotten. And I think a lot of you guys want to know why, and so here's why. I had 5 operations in 2020. So when the coronavirus hit, I was recovering from the first 3. I had a tonsillectomy, I had a septoplasty, and I had my vocal cords fixed because of all the trauma and all the pain that I'd endured the past couple of years. I spent a lot of my time crying, not drinking enough water, not eating right, not sleeping, and so obviously also being very angry, and all of that really affected my vocal cords, and so thus I had to have a voice op. I ended up having several voice ops that year, 3 in total, and because it always felt like there was so much that changed in that period of time. I'm recovering, I'm on social media getting bullied left, right, and center. It was like I felt like I never could say anything until I recorded the song World's Gone Crazy. So the song basically is, in my own way, my own interpretation of my song. It speaks to how I saw the world and how I see the world right now. So much has changed. Our governments have undergone insane changes. Our way of life has changed. My personal life has changed. My career has changed. My fan base might even be non-existent, and all because of all the things that happened during the pandemic and the lockdowns, that had nothing to do with what I was going through, but affected how I was feeling and how I ended up just kind of coping and not coping during that period of time. Welcome to part 2 of my World's Gone Crazy cover art explained. And really sorry about my makeup on my gown. It's kind of ill. But I was angry. I was livid. I was disappointed. I was hurt. I was hurt because of what was happening to me. But I was also hurt because the one time I need to have my voice, I don't have it. The one time I need to speak up for myself, I can't. I'm there watching my story go up on social media. I'm watching myself get cancelled on social media. I'm watching people say things like, we'll delete your music, we're never going to play your music again. At the same time, I am told that I can't leave the country, I can't go to my mom, I can't see my family, I can't see my friends. We have this pandemic that has hit the world. We have this thing that is isolating us all, and so I was angry. And whenever I switched on my phone to check out the news, to go on social media and just like check out what's happening, it would be one side, COVID-19, and on the other side, we hate Lady Zamar, she's such a liar. It was just a horrible time for me. It has been quite a horrible time. And because now I have to take care of my voice, because I've had these 3 operations, I have to make sure that I never get angry too much. I can't cry, because every time you cry, it strains your voice. I have to practice self-control. I can't speak loud. And I've always had like a small voice. And I remember I always kind of shouted at people because I felt like people needed to hear me speak, because it always felt like I couldn't speak. I didn't have a voice. My entire life as a child, I spent it feeling like I didn't have a voice. in high school, in primary school, I just didn't feel like I had a voice. And here I was, a grown-up, successful artist, and the world is shut down. And I am in hospital, you know, and I don't have a voice. Again, I was angry. And so to a certain extent, it was just like, it just made sense to write a song, World's Going Crazy. But at the same time, deep down in my heart, I'm a very happy person. I'm not like the type of person who would be like, yeah, you know. Welcome to part 3 of World's Gone Crazy Cover Art Explained. The big question has always been, why now? When I first came out and spoke my truth and spoke my piece, it was that. Why now? Now as well, 2023, you create this artwork that is super jarring, where you're writing, you're cancelled, we haven't forgotten. And obviously you guys know that to a certain extent there is commentary from my part, you know. One, to address cancel culture, the other part to address the things that happen to me that people question a lot. There's never a right time. That's the one thing I have come to terms with. I've had to accept. There's never going to be a right time. The first time I came out, it was after so many different people that I work with, friends as well, had said to me, now's not the right time. It was either never the right time for me, my career, or it was never the right time for the story to come out. It was always like, what are people going to say? And now again, in 2023, it's like, okay, you came out with this artwork, and it's like, why now? You know, are you bitter? Are you jealous? Are you this? Are you that? And it's like, no. Anyone who's ever experienced trauma, anyone, knows that, one, it's very hard to accept. It's very painful to come to terms with. It took me a very long time to even accept that something bad had happened to me. Lady Zamar. You just don't accept that this happened to you. It's hard. Trauma does not work itself out in everyone the same way. And for me, my trauma was really that. It was my personal experience being exploited for entertainment, and people thinking they can come and say whatever and just make me relive my trauma. And the other part of it was, we went through an incredibly insane period where our world was literally turned upside down. So that is the reason why I ended up writing World's Gone Crazy and using that artwork. And I hope this has shed some light for people who have wanted to know. And yeah, let's continue getting to know each other in this period where I am divulging a lot of information about me and my situations and my motivations for why I do certain things.